all. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Strategy Academy preview. I am so excited that you are tuning in from wherever you are, okay, around the globe. I appreciate you. I hope that during these trying times, you are experiencing moments of peace and moments of joy. So now that we have that out of the way, this is the Strategy Academy preview. So I wanted to provide everyone an opportunity to learn more about this online virtual strategic planning course and this training that I have designed. And I also wanted you to learn more about me, who I am, okay? And the Strategy Academy is, like I said, an online virtual strategic planning training. So it's not only a training, actually, I can't just say it's a training. You also get videos of me facilitating your group through strategic planning virtually. I do train you on the 7 phases of strategic planning just so you have the skills in order to facilitate that in-room retreat. However, I also provide you videos, resources, and tools that you can use live in person or on Zoom or any type of streaming platform, because I know folks are not meeting in person right now, so that your group can actually come up with a strategic plan, okay? A 2 to 3 year strategic plan. That is the outcome of the of the Strategy Academy. And so, why the Strategy Academy? Well, I am Stevon Edwards. If you do not know who I am, I have 18 years experience in organizational administration, management, as well as leadership. I have 15 plus years of capacity building experience, ranging from strategic planning, grant writing, fund development, and also executive consultation. And all of those services are provided through a lens of equity. So, equity is an important theme and an important value that I have in my work, and it shows up within the Strategy Academy. So, equity is a word that has been coming out more, especially since the social movements of 2020. The word has been used before then, but now people are gaining a better awareness of what equity really means. And so, how does that show up in the strategy of your organization or your business? Those are questions that we answer within the Strategy Academy framework and in each module. We look at the various business functions that apply to every organization. So we look at strategy around management and leadership. We look at strategy around your marketing. We look at strategy around human resources, how your teams are developing, the volunteers that you're bringing online. What does that really look like? Are you bringing the right people on board? We're going to look at your finances. How should we be strategic in our investment in community? Not only investment into your organization or your business, but also how you spend your money in an equitable way. Okay. And is that accomplishing the goals that you have in a 2 to 3 year strategic plan? So, all of those business functions, and there are additional business functions that are covered in the Strategy Academy, they play a part in the success of your strategic plan. So, this is not just a marketing plan so you can get more leads. This is not just a fundraising plan so you can raise money. This is actually looking strategically at your mission and vision, how you execute that, how it shows up in the work that you do, and if you are going to have the outcomes that you intend within the next 2 to 3 years. So, who is the Strategy Academy for? So, the Strategy Academy is for nonprofit and business leaders, staff, board members, volunteers, and any other stakeholders. It's meant to be gone through as a team. Okay, it's meant to be experienced as a team. Now, you can experience it as an individual to build up your own skills in strategy development, but it is meant to be experienced as a team. So, you are able to actually view the modules, work together. You have homework. Trust me, you have homework that will require teamwork. so that you can get that 360 view of your organization and make sure you are aligning your goals and aligning your vision with the mission of your organization. So, are there any prerequisites? This is a question that I get. Do you need to know anything in advance before entering into or starting the Strategy Academy? I suggest you know your mission and your vision. If you don't know the mission and vision of your business or your organization, I do have activities available so that you can refine that. But it's very important that you know your mission and vision. We also cover values because those are the three anchors of your organization, the three anchors of what you do, the foundation on which you will make all of your business decisions and your strategy decisions. Okay. So you do need to know those things. You do also need to have an idea of your financial position. So, if you have been budgeting at least for a year, if you're a new organization, or for 30 years, if you are a mature organization, you really need to know what your year to date budget has been, what your previous annual budgets have been, those trends, but also what you expect in the future for your financial position. If you are in a crisis, which we understand that these are trying times as far as fundraising, being able to host events, being able to raise money and earn money for your organization, we still need to know what your financial position is. What is that outlook? So that's information that needs to be available in order to really inform the decisions of the group. So those are the four major things that I would say are the prerequisites to moving into the Strategy Academy. You need to know your mission, your vision, you need to know your financial position, and especially your values. Okay? So how long does it take? How long does the Strategy Academy take? Well, this program is designed for 8 to 12 months. However, there are periods where you are going to have to herd cats, okay? That's what I'm going to say. Where you're going to have to call meetings, interview folks. You're going to have time for conversations. So you can actually move through this tool at your own pace. Move through this tool at your own pace. However, each module, each different phase of the Strategy Academy, it releases probably about every 2 to 3 weeks, okay, in order to give you time to accomplish the goals and the homework in between each different module. So, all in all, it's 8 to 12 weeks, but if it takes you longer than that, that's fine. You will have access to this tool for as long as you need in order to achieve a strategic plan with your team. So, can you use this as a professional development opportunity? You absolutely can. This builds up your skills in strategic thinking. It builds up your skills in organizational management, fiscal management, as well as stewardship. Okay, so these are four major learning objectives within the Strategy Academy. So if you do it as an individual, you are able to build up those skills because you're going to be not only learning the resources that I provide and learning how to facilitate groups, but you're also going to be experiencing those ups and downs. Okay. So it's not just a certificate, it's not just a course, but rather it's an experience. Okay. That you will actually be able to move through live during the Strategy Academy, move your organization through. If you are not in a management position, please feel free to have these conversations with your management, with board management, with your leadership, with any other individuals who can say yes or no that we need to go through this module. We need to do this. Now, some people say, well, we're used to doing strategic planning live. Is this really going to be a quality product that we can use that will actually get us to the strategic plan that we desire? To making sure we understand our objectives, our strategies, our tactics? And the answer is yes. I make sure to provide templates even for your reporting. So if you are unsure as to how to report your evaluation of your strategic plan, or if you're unsure of how to just report your strategic plan, period, that you are able to leave the room with work plans so that everyone understands how they fit within the strategy of your organization and what their role is. And so I really wanted to open it up to any additional questions that folks have about the Strategy Academy. As a recap, we have discussed what it is. It is a virtual strategic planning training and platform. Why the Strategy Academy? I have emphasized my experience within the field of capacity building, organizational capacity building, and an emphasis on equity within the process and within the Strategy Academy. We've talked about who it's for. It's for your board, it's for your leadership, it's for your staff, for your volunteers. If you are a staff of one, it is for you and your volunteers. We have talked about the information that you would need before you get into the Strategy Academy, which is knowing your mission and your vision, knowing your financial position, and especially having an idea of your values. However, if you don't, I do have information within and activities within the Strategy Academy that lead you to those answers. How long does it take? 8 to 12 weeks, but you can move at your own pace. You can use this as a professional development opportunity. But one thing that I actually wanted to do was give you a preview. I wanted to give you a preview. So if you are on Instagram, you're not going to be able to see the preview. However, if you watch the replay, that will be on Facebook, um, LinkedIn, and or YouTube, you will be able to see this preview. So I'm going to share my screen and actually show you what it looks like, because people need a visual, right? You need to be able to see what it is exactly that you would be entering into if you decided to become a part of the Strategy Academy. So it is an online platform. So it is hosted online, okay? And so you enter into this landing page here. There is an intro video, but you see all your different modules. So I am a classically trained musician. And so music is a huge theme within the Strategy Academy. I designed the language and the lingo around music. And so you'll be able to see that kind of emerge as you move through the Strategy Academy. However, this takes you through these 7 phases of the strategic planning process. There are 7 phases, starting from research and discovery all the way to reporting, okay, and living the vision. So this takes you through the 7 phases of strategic planning. And so first is the prelude, where I go over the outline and objectives. I go over your workbook that you receive. You will get a digital download of the workbook that will help you follow through each module, making sure you have a checklist of all the items you need, the conversations that you should be having, those dynamic team dynamics that you should be considering as you go through strategic planning. Then we get into module 2, which is preparation. And so that's a part of collecting all of that organizational data that you need to make sure that your team, you and your team, understand what your organizational position is, okay, across those business functions, whether it's HR, finances, management, fundraising, all of those pieces, okay? Then we move into track 3 and track 4, which is where you really get started. So in the roll off, we talk about organizational health. This is the team building section of the Strategy Academy, where we are really talking about what are those team dynamics that you need to address before you move into strategic planning. In my experience, you can have the most fantastic and achievable strategic plan, okay? But if your team is not well equipped in order to work together, then it is very difficult to execute that strategic plan. And so I wanted to make sure to include some organizational health activities and some conversations that you need to have to make sure that you have a solid team in order to execute the strategic plan. We also move into the downbeat, where you start having conversations and collecting data. Please don't be intimidated about collecting data. These are conversations that you need to have so that you get some real feedback on, well, what is our reputation within community? What do people think about our business? What do people think about our organization? Are we really making the impact that we should? And so I take you through those activities as well, giving you some great resources for interviews to have, how those should proceed, how focus groups should proceed, all of that great stuff. Then we get into the fall in, which is your retreat days. So I don't just leave you out there. I don't say, hey, here's your retreat. Have a great time. I give you guidance on the agenda. I give you guidance on possible activities that you can do. You can pick and choose. But if you want more, there are going to be videos of me facilitating the strategic planning retreat for you, okay? With some of the best tried and true best practices that I have learned over the years. And so you get videos of me being able to facilitate that. So if you all remember the GED videos that used to show up on public access television, where you would play the video and then they would say pause. So that's similar to the format that we would have for those strategy retreat videos, where I would take you through an activity, instruct you to pause so you can have time for conversation, being able to have time to conversation so that you move through your strategic planning conversations during that retreat time. It's also designed for you to be able to split up your days, because we are meeting virtual and we don't want people sitting in front of the computer for 8 hours. So it is designed for folks to be able to split up into sessions as well, for you to be able to facilitate that strategic planning process via virtual sessions. And then we get into modules 6 and 7, where we are working on evaluation. So I am giving you a brief trainer about what evaluation looks like for your organization, whether it is a business or whether it is a nonprofit. Okay, so there's both of those dynamics there, but giving you ideas to what really is a strategy, what is a goal, what is an objective, what is a benchmark, and how do you truly measure success when it comes to 2 to 3 year planning. Okay. And then we get into team engagement, living the vision. All right. And that is where we get into project management. So, what does that really look like to track your progress in strategic planning? How often should you be talking about the strategic plan at your board meetings, at your staff meetings, at your volunteer meetings? Making sure that there's a format for that as well. So, your strategic plan is always in the forefront, because your strategic plan should now be the goals that every stakeholder within your organization has. There's a clear aligned vision for everyone, okay? For every single department, for every single project, each program, and each person, all right? And then we get into the last module, which is track 8. And so that's where I provide reporting templates, also provide a lot of instruction on what your report should entail, what it should recap for individuals, and how you can share that with the community so that you are accountable to community about what your strategy is for the next 2 to 3 years. Okay. And so that's an overview of the Strategy Academy. Each module, okay, I'm going to click on track 2 here. So each module has an introduction video, an introductory video. It also has a lesson video, and then it has resources to the side, right? That you can download. And so the downloads are included. If there are any additional resources that need to be purchased, I let you know in the bibliography, right? There is a bibliography for this, because I wanted to make sure and share those resources that have worked very well for me in this strategic planning process that I know are going to work very well for you. Okay. If anyone has any questions, feel free to message me. I am currently checking for chats. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I can see the chats. I don't see any questions right now. I may have answered all of them for you, but this was my goal, was to just give you a preview and a recap of the Strategy Academy so that you know who it's for and you can suggest it to individuals. Now, the price, everyone wants to know the price, right? A strategic planning process, okay, if you were to bring an individual in live, can range anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000, okay? I designed this tool so that it is cost effective for organizations, especially in this virtual environment. So if you are able to click on strategyacademy.schenault.solutions, you will be able to connect with me, one, but also get more information on the pricing. There's pricing where it's very flexible, because if you are a small organization, flexibility is key. I do understand that. But there's also options if you are a large organization as well. And so I suggest you go to the website in order to check out what that pricing is and what works best for you. Oh, thank you, Louisville Salt Cave. So, Salt Cave, I want to shout them out. They are a wonderful resource in Louisville, Kentucky. If you have not been to the Louisville Salt Cave, please do. And yes, it is a salt cave. Okay. They provide holistic wellness. So it's not just the ability to surround yourself in salt, which has health benefits. Okay, we are able to talk about that, but also they have a holistic practice that they have been able to expand after our strategic planning. And so they shared with me, we've been so impressed by how you helped us build our plan and are still working from the strategic plan you helped us create. Might be a time to revisit. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for hopping on the live today and sharing your feedback and your experience with Schenault Solutions. I want to go ahead and allow anyone else to comment or ask a question. Otherwise, I hope I've answered everything for you. Houses of worship, you all can go through this as well if you have a CDC or if you have a nonprofit you're trying to build out. Collectives, you can go through this as well. Businesses, like I said, you can go through this as well. Is this for people wanting to learn how to lead strategic sessions? Yes. Yes, it is. Thank you for that question. This is a training, not only a training, but a platform. Future goals is that the Strategy Academy will integrate with those platforms that you're using already, such as Donor Match, QuickBooks, those types of things as well, because data is important to me. I am an evaluator at heart. And so it's there. The goal is for those to be integrated as well. And this is for people wanting to learn. So I am sharing all my jewels. Okay. I'm sharing my jewels in this process because I believe someone in-house needs to have that strategic thinking mindset, right? Needs to be able to think strategically and really and truly execute the vision. It is important to have visionaries as leaders, absolutely important. But we also need to be individuals that uplift leaders and in our leadership able to execute strategy. Thank you, Butterfly. So the Butterfly Academy, Butterfly Communications, they are a wonderful nonprofit resource as well, you all. So check out Butterfly, Buttafly. They are a wonderful resource. They do grant writing. They also do strategic planning, and they help you launch your nonprofit. So that is Tarsha Simakula. She is a wonderful counterpart in this industry and in this work, has an equity lens as well. And thank you for your comment. Her comment was enjoyed working with Stevan per the strategic development of Play Cousins. And Play Cousins is an organization near and dear to my heart that is full of families that are working toward the resilience of our children, working toward the mental wellness of our children and the the wealth of the next generation, right? Not just financial wealth, but cultural, spiritual, all of that for the next generation. So they are really focused on being rooted in the practices of indigenous practices of Africa, indigenous practices of the African diaspora. And so it was wonderful working with them. We have another question. What if you aren't in an organization, but being asked to lead strategic planning sessions? Then this is perfect for you. Okay, this is perfect. This is going to work. This is going to provide those resources that you need in order to design your own. No, listen, there's no competition. I don't believe in that. I have an abundance mindset, okay? Not one of lack. There are many organizations that can benefit from different people who do strategic planning. That's why I'm sharing this, right? Because I believe that those skills are in everyone. And this tool is really to bring them out. Okay, get us thinking differently and doing things differently. So this is not competition at all. But yes, an individual can use this tool, utilize these tools that are within the Strategy Academy in order to lead other organizations. My goal is to impact 500 organizations with this tool. So that is going to help, right? Because I believe that strategy and strategic thinking is so important. And I believe that in order for us to really have the impact to change systems, right, to shift systems, to move the work that you are doing, whether it's climate change, whether it's social justice, direct service, mental health, maternal child health, youth development, whatever your work is, even if you are a business that makes widgets, okay, there is still impact in what you do. And this tool is going to have our minds think, who are we impacting? How are we impacting them? What can we do better in community? How can we be a better community partner? So please feel free, okay, to use this tool in order to lead other organizations through strategic planning. That is what this is for us all to have this mindset of what impact really is, what strategy really means, and not just to be out here always responding to crisis, but rather shaping the future. Okay, shaping the future. That's what strategic planning is. Strategic planning is shaping the future. And so it's very important that organizations have these skills. Are there any additional questions? Any additional comments? If there aren't any, I am going to log off, but you can reach me at info@Schenault.solutions. I am also available on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere. Oh, one last thing. Don't log off yet. One last thing. If you want to help me reach that goal of 500 organizations, I do have an affiliate program. So you would receive 10% of every sale of the Strategy Academy. So if you just make a referral and they sign up, then you receive 10% of that fee. Okay, you receive 10% of that sale. So I wanted to make sure to put that in there because I'm going to need some help in spreading the word. I'm not just looking at working with organizations within the region that I'm in. That's why I said hello from wherever you are in the world. I'm working on translation of the Strategy Academy. I have several friends who speak different languages, so I really want this to spread far and wide, okay? And so I'm looking nationwide. So if you know of organizations across the United States, across the globe, the Strategy Academy can be modified for any location, okay? And it would be so wonderful if you referred me and that you were able to receive a reward for doing that. So look into the Strategy Academy affiliate program, Academy affiliates, so that we can become partners in spreading strategic thinking and spreading implementation and teamwork, team building, shifting and changing the future beyond our current region, right? Making sure that this is a global opportunity. Are there any other questions or any other comments? If you do have additional questions, like I said, you can reach out to me on social media, or you can reach out to me via email, which is info@Schenault.solutions. That's info@Schenault.solutions. Okay? Info@Schenault.solutions. And I am available. I am here. Let's make it happen. Oh, yes. So I will make this recording available so that you can share this far and wide. I will save the stream so that you can access this later. All right, thank you all. I didn't want to keep you too long. Thank you for tuning in. Spread the word. Check out the website so that we can get going. Okay, I'm trying to start the next cohort. I will be involved with the cohort. We're gonna have weekly Q&As. You will see my face. Okay, so I'm able to answer questions for those who participate in the Strategy Academy. I am available because I really want to make sure that this tool works, right? Works for you. Now, this is not a guarantee that you're going to make a whole lot of money, okay, if you complete a strategic plan. But what it does guarantee is that you'll have a strategy, okay? It will guarantee that you have a strategy in order to move forward. And I'm telling you, once you have a vision, things change, all right? Things change. So thank you all so much. You all have a wonderful, wonderful week and happy